Hello, my dears. How are you today? I hope you are fine. I love you so much, and I miss you so much. Are you ready to start our new lesson today? It's called Equal Fractions. First, let's remember together what is the fraction. We said what the meaning of fraction before. The fraction is a part of a whole. Okay? And we said also any fraction, we can write it in the form of n over d. Do you remember what the n and what the d? N represent numerator and d the denominator. What is the numerator? The numerator is the number of the shaded parts or equal part. What about denominator? The denominator is the total number of parts, colored and not colored, shaded and not shaded. Our first part here in the lesson called equal fractions. Okay, to get equal fraction to a given one, you must multiply or divide both numerator and denominator by the same number. And you must make sure if you do anything to one of them, you must do the same thing to the other. You must make sure if you do anything to one of them, you must do the same to the other. They are brothers and they always say why. Why you multiply the numerator and you didn't multiply the denominator? Why you divide the denominator and you didn't divide the numerator? Just like you and your baby brother or sister. If one of you have something, the other one will say, why? I want to be like him or her. Okay? So, what the steps to answer the question? We're gonna here say, first step, we must determine the completed fraction. What the meaning of completed fraction? It's a fraction without spaces. We have both n and d. Okay, so we are moving from the completed fraction here, which is 3 over 5. Now, I want to move from 3 over 5 to the second fraction space over 15. Okay, how are we gonna know which part we're gonna use first, the n or the d? Which part has numbers in both sides? I have here 3. In the other side, in the second fraction, I have a space, so I don't know actually what should I do. But if you look to the d, I was at 5, then I moved to 15. So I can say here how many I multiply or divide. I'm going to know the operation we're gonna use. We have a rule. If we are moving from small to big, we're gonna multiply, and if we're moving from big to small, we're gonna divide. But how are we gonna know? Look at the numbers. You was at 5, you stop at 5, and then you go to 15. So I was small, then I get bigger, or I was big, then I get small. No, I was small, then I getting bigger. That's mean we're gonna multiply. Okay, 5 times what? Equal 15 times 3. So we know that we multiply the denominator here in the first fraction by 3. What shall we do to the numerator in the first fraction? We must also multiply it by 3. 3 times 3 equal 9. We put 9 in the space. Okay, my dears? Okay, my dears? Now, go to your booklet, page 32. We're gonna answer question number 1. Okay? A space over 3 equal space over 6. Here in this question, only I'm gonna choose any number and put it in the numerator here on the first fraction. So I'm gonna choose 1 and put 1. Now, from now, we're gonna say the steps to answer the question. Step number 1, we said determine the completed fraction. What is the completed fraction? We said the completed fraction is a fraction without any spaces. We have both n and d. So, fraction number 1 or number 2? The first fraction is the completed one. Okay, step number 2. Look at n in both fractions and look at d in both fractions. What do you think? We can use n or d to find the clue. We can't do anything from the numerator here. We can't have any clue. So we're gonna use the d. I was 3, then I become 6. What do you think? I was small, then I getting bigger, or I was big and getting smaller. I was small, then I getting bigger. We said when we move from small to big, we gonna multiply or we gonna divide. We gonna multiply. Now ask yourself, 3 times what give me 6? Say table 3 till you reach 6 and count how many fingers. It will be 2 fingers. So we multiply down by 2. We said the numerator and denominator are brothers. They are crying if they don't have the same thing. They always say why. So I must multiply the numerator by 2. 1 times 2 equal 2. Let's go to number B. Space over 5 equal 2 over 10. What is the completed fraction? First or second? Second. Use n or use d to find the clue. Use d. Okay. I'm moving from 10 to 5. From small to big or from big to small? What do you think? From big to small. So multiply or divide? Divide. Divided by how much? 10 divided what? Give me 5. Divided 2. So we're gonna divide it up also by 2. 2 divided 2 equal 1. Let's go to next one. Number F. 24 over 48 equal space over 6. 24 over 48 equal space over 6. The completed fraction, first or second? First. Use n or use d? Use d. Okay. 48. I'm moving from 48 to 6. From big to small or from small to big? From big to small. Multiply or divide? Divide. Okay, 48 divided what give me 6? What do you think? It's table 8. So divided by 8. Are we finished? No, we must divide n by 8. Okay, 24 divided 8 equal 3. Okay, my dears, we have some questions or some steps we must follow to make sure our answer is correct. Okay? Number G, space over 15 equal 3 over 5. What is the completed fraction? First or second? Second. You use n or use d? Use d. Moving from 5 to 15. Okay. I was small, then I'm getting bigger. That means I will multiply. Okay. 5 times what give you 15? Times 3. Are we finished? No. The numerator is crying. We must multiply n by 3. 3 times 3 equal 9. Let's continue. Go to number K. 36 over 60 equal space over 10. What is the completed fraction? First or second? First. Use n or use d? Use d. Okay. Moving from small to big or from big to small? From big to small. Multiply or divide? Divide. 60 divided what? Give me 10. Divided 6. We must divide it up by 6. 36 divided 6 equals 6. And the last question, space over 5 equal 6 over 10. Okay, what is the completed fraction? First or second? The first? No, the second. Okay, we're gonna use the second. Use n or use d? Use d. I use 10, then I become 5. Moving from small to big or big to small? From big to small. Multiply or divide? Divide. 10 divided what give me 5? Divided 2. So we divided up by 2. 6 divided 2 equal 3. Okay, my dears? Okay, what if we have a fraction equal space? Like the question here, 2 over 7 equal fraction empty. We don't have n, we don't have d. Choose any number you would like and multiply up and down by this number. You can choose 3. You're gonna multiply up and down by 3. You can choose 5. Multiply up and down by 5. Here I choose 2, so I multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. So 2 times 2 equal 4. 7 times 2 equal 14. So again, if you have a fraction and the number are smaller in this fraction equal space, you can choose any number you would like and multiply the numerator and denominator by this number. Okay? Now, the second part in our lesson called Simplify Fractions. What's the meaning of simplify fractions? We have a fraction. The numbers in the numerator and denominator are bigger numbers, and I want to put this fraction in simplest form or smaller numbers. So, to simplify a fraction, we will divide. We only use division here, okay? We only divide the top and the bottom, the n and the d, of a fraction by the same number to get fraction in its simplest form. Okay, now go to your book, page 51. We're gonna answer question number 6. We have some fractions here and we want to simplify. We said simplify means divide. We're gonna divide. But divided by what? We must choose the greatest common factor. But Miss May, what's the meaning of factors? The factors are the numbers. If we multiply together, we will have this number. For example, what the factors of 10? What are the numbers? If we multiply it together, we will have 10. We can say 1 times 10 and 2 times 5. Okay? So 1, 2, 5 and 10 are the factors of 10. Let's start with 4. We're gonna write down here 4 and we write the factors of 4. What all the numbers we can find in its table? We have 4. Always start with 1 and the number itself. So 1 times 4 equal 4 and 2 times 2 equal 4. But we are not going to write 2 times. No, we just gonna put it as 1 time. We are not going to repeat the numbers. Okay? Now go to 12. 12 equal 1 times 12 and 2 times 6 and 3 times 4. Okay? Now, we write all the factors of 4 and 12? Yes. What next? I want you to circle the common. What the meaning of common? It's a number. We can find it up and down. Okay? Okay, so I have 1 and I have 2 and I have 4 up and down. Okay, we said when we simplify, we must divide by the greatest number. What do you think? 1, 2, and 4. What's the greatest number? It's 4. So we're gonna divide up and down by 4. So 4 divided 4 equal 1. 12 divided 4 equal 3. Let's go to the next one. 3 over 30. Let's write the factors of 3. 1 times 3. So the factors of 3, 1 and 3 only. What about 30? We said start with the 1 and the number itself. So 1 and 30. We have 30 in table 2? Yes, 2 and 15. Do we have 3? Yes, 3 and 10. Do we have 4? No. Do we have 5? Yes, 5 times 6. So we put 5 and 6. Now let's circle the common other than 1. Okay? We don't want to use 1. We want numbers bigger than 1. So we have 3. Do we have any other numbers? No. So we're gonna divide it up and down by 3. 3 divided 3 equal 1. 30 divided 3 equal 10. Okay? Do we have any other ways to answer the question? Yes. You can ask yourself, can we find the 3 and 30 in the same table? Yes, we can find it in 3. So we can divide it by 3. But you must make sure you put the answer in the simplest form. If you need to simplify it one more time, you must do it, okay? Let's go to 6 and over 21. Factors of 6. 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. So we write 1, 2, 3, and 6. What about 21? It's 1 times 21 and 3 times 7. Let's circle the common other than 1. It's just the 3. So we're gonna divide it up and down by 3. 6 divided by 3 equal 2. 21 divided by 3 equals 7. Let's go to the last fraction. 35 over 45. Can we find 35 and 45 in one table? Yes, in table 5. So we're gonna divide it up and down by 5. 35 divided 5 equals 7. 45 divided 5 equal 9. Okay, if we want to answer by finding all the factors, I'm gonna say 35, 1 times 35, and 5 times 7. Okay, what about 45? 1 times 45, 3 times 15, and 5 times 10. Let's circle the common and take the greatest number other than 1. We don't want to use the 1. So we have 5. So we're gonna divide it up and down by 5. So again, 35 divided 5 equals 7. 45 divided 5 equal 9. Okay, my dears? Okay, dears, we finish our lesson today. I hope you understand the lesson very well and it was easy for you. I hope so. I just want to say I love you and I miss you so, so, so much. I'm waiting to see you back again in the school. Please remember to answer your homework to practice on our lesson in the booklet, page 32, 33, 34, and 35. And please stay at home and keep safe. See you later, inshallah. Goodbye.